Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Intech OVR Navigate travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration. On your campsite, I want you to think about how much room you're going to need for that awning to come out. And over here on your off campsite, no slide to worry about. I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in behind your tires on your off campsite, and your water connection is going to be right above that. So these will be off on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. It comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light. Should you arrive at night, simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now should you lose power, your hand crank for your stabilizing jacks will actually go up underneath this rubber stopper right here and get this up and down should you lose power. Alright, once we got our unit level, we're going to go ahead and stabilize it. As I run these stabilizing jacks down with your hand crank, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. You can use an impact driver or a drill gun. Kind of overkill on these. They come down kind of fast. Run these down on top of your stabilizing pads just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do is stabilize it. So once you got a nice taut resistance on your hand crank, go ahead and stop. Get all four of them down. We got our unit level and stable. We go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord on the back here. The way these go on with this pistol grip is they'll go in about 11 o'clock here, turn it to noon, and then lock it on with that washer. Now at the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Low docking station is in your right access panel above your rear tire here. City water connection is going to be on your right. That's where we'll plug into at campsites. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. One more step before turning it on. Just to the right is going to be your hot water heater. And all we're doing at this point, make sure our drain plug and ending rod's back in there. Throw some plumber's tape around that. Putty will gum up on you, so use tape. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now, after the hose has been on for a few minutes, why don't you go inside and open up all of your water taps. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Then shut them off. Come back outside here, and if you lift up on this pressure release valve, you got water coming out of there. You know your hot water heater is full and you can turn that on from indoors. If for some reason your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and look to see if either one of these reset bubbles are bubbled out, and you simply press them back in to reset that. Now, let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they call it. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. That's going to be just to the left of your city water here. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can simply gravity fill that with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling that. Once it's full, remove your hose, put that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hooked up to city water. That is already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water. We can go ahead and walk around the rest of the outside of the unit, continuing here on the off camp side. Starting here in the rear, this is a vent for your batteries that are inside there. Back here is where you can plug in a solar panel, and that'll trickle charge your batteries. There's your cable for the campsites. Again, your power, hot water heater, campsite or city water, fresh water fill. Here's a spray port hose. The hose actually stores right around that. So pull that all the way out. Quick connect that. You got a nice little spray port hose there. To the left of that's going to be your flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Coming down our off-camp side. Over here is where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. There's also our low point drains and a stinky slicky holder. In other words, a sewage hose holder. Big pass-through storage area here. Up front, our propane is inside here. Lefty-loosey to open. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using. And green means you've got gas. Again, our power tongue jack. Spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for that. Keep that from getting too much water and sun damage. Got a quick connect LP over here. You got a quick connect water hose here. Here's the hose that'll connect to that. Got a couple of 110s out here as well. I'll run your awning out. It's all electric. It's very nice. That is just a magnet for holding your door open. Couple more 110s here. And big storage area here in the back. That about covers everything on the outside. Did want to mention one more thing. Below your back tire here, below your hot water heater, is going to be a freshwater drain. Let's go take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Right above that's going to be a 110. Your porch, which is your awning light. Cabinet lights, main lights. Actually, your porch light is going to be separate light over here. This is going to be your awning light here. All you do for that. So your awning. Here's your awning control. We're just going to hit out. It's going to open itself up. All power awning is really nice. As that runs itself out, I show you can at any time stop it, run it back in, or continue back out. As it continues running out, I'll show a few more things here in the entryway. We got a 110, a 12-volt charger here, a couple USB ports here, I thought. A couple hangers. Got lighting that's one touch, it's a blue light. Hold it in and they are white. And as you see, the awning goes all the way out and locks itself. Can again stops at any point. Now you simply touch in, and that's going to run itself back in. I'm also going to shut off the awning lights. As that runs itself back in, I will tell you that these slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, continuing up inside the unit, we've got our kitchen area, your sink, a little plumbing to maintain. It's almost all PEX nowadays. PEX or PVCs, so just keep an eye on it, maintain it, more so than you would at home because you're bouncing this up and down the road. Coming over to our cooktop, turn that to light, hold that in. So you get some gas running through the lines here. There they go. So I got both of them lit. If this doesn't want to close on you, lift it up and pull it towards you. Below that, you got your microwave. Microwave convection. Storage under the sink with a USB port manual here. And a couple drying racks to put on your sink. Accent lighting. You've got a max air vent. You just touch on. That will open and turn on your max air vent. Hit off and it closes and shuts it off. Over here to the left is where you check levels of your battery. Your freshwater, your black and gray tanks. Down here is where you turn on your water pump if you're using the freshwater tank. Tank heater, it's a 12-volt pad that's on your water tank in case you get an inclement weather. You don't want it to freeze on you. There's a line heater for heating those same lines, water lines. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference, so choose correctly. On our fridge, turn that on the left, hold that in for a couple seconds. So whatever is white is what we're controlling. For example, this is a freezer. The freezer is set to 5. The fridge is at 4. And then this is a night mode. That's just telling the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing you as much. Save me energy. Continuing in the unit, down all the way down below the fridge is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, you're going to be gone for the day, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use your battery disconnect to keep this running your battery down. We're going off in the hallway. Continue up here with your storage. More storage here. You've got your TV. Remotes in here. One's for up here and one's for the back. 110s. A couple more USB charging ports. Wherever you get and run your go into your menu and run your digital channel scan so you can pick up all the local channels. Also got a remote for your sound system up here. And here. Dual speakers, indoors and outdoors, Bluetooth, HDMI, AM, FM, nice sound system.
Ponderosa has all you can eat wings from 5 to...
Got all your storage up here. Your table will remove simply by lifting it up, setting it off to the side, and your pole will wiggle up out of here as well. So in order to do so, we're going to press down on that button and turn this to the left. That will release that. Now we're going to talk about what's underneath here. All right. Is going to be our water pump and water heater. Bypass lines for that are right down in here for winterizing. And then over in the middle here will be our battery area. There's your batteries there. Easy access to all of that. Head back to our right. It's going to be our shower. Lights here. To my left will be our restroom facilities. Light around the corner, as well as a USB, a 110 with GFCI reset. Back into our bedroom. Crank these lights on. Start up top with another max air vent. So right here. To the right, that's our smoke alarm. Put that off. Now I'm going to go down here and go into our zones and crank our air up. Look cold. It's colder than 45 in here. It might not work. your thermostat. There's the furnace kicking on. And notice when I shut the furnace off, it'll take a couple minutes to shut off, to cycle through. Your AC is probably not coming on because it's really cold in here right now. In our bedroom, not much to talk about. Our heat, lots of storage, USBs, speakers. Again, these blue light or reading light. The thing back here is magnetic. You have your other television back here. Make sure that the safety latch is engaged for travel. But you got this locked back here before you take off down the road, so this door don't bounce all over the place. And you've got some storage up underneath the bed. And that about covers everything on the inside. Well, let's close the unit up. Okay, so what I like to do is start shutting off all my lights. Once all my accent lights are off, I'll come turn my main lights back on and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed, your TV's back in their secure position, and everything's safe for travel. Cut the main lights off and exit the unit. Now if we are dry camping, we're going to come around, and again right up underneath our hot water heater here, we're going to dump our low point drains. If we're at a campsite, we're going to hook up our bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Our dump is going to be on the driver's side of the tow vehicle in front of your tires. So park accordingly. You got a 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull your black handle. That is going to be your sewage holding tank, and that's the one on your left. Now when it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows it's empty, go ahead and switch over and pull your right handle. That's going to be your gray tanks, your cleaner water. Actually, your sewage in this one is going to be your bathroom and your bathroom sink. And then your gray tank is going to be your kitchen sink. While your gray is dumping, you can go ahead and dump your low point drains right here. If you're done camp for the season, or it's going to be a little bit before you go back out and you want to get rid of the stagnant water in your hot water heater, begin by lifting up on this pressure release valve. That's going to get some hot water out of there, so be careful. When that's done, put that handle back down, otherwise it won't release or won't close your door. And then pull your drain plug down here. Be careful again, more hot water. But it's getting all that stagnant water out of there. When you're done with that, take that sewage hose, close your gray handle, remove your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your stinky container. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this new OVR for many years to come. Happy camping.